All right, here we go with Dave Collins, a former Reds player and coach. Welcome to the All-Star break, Dave. You looking forward to things tomorrow and Tuesday down at the ballpark? I know you're going to the Derby, right?
Yes, I am. Taking my stepson Connor down to the Home Run Derby and taking him to the All-Star game.
All right, assess the first half of the season for the Reds. Obviously, it did not come to a positive ending, losing 3 or 4 in Miami to the Marlins. Things you saw that you liked, and then the obvious things you saw that you did not like during the first half of the season.
I think the thing that I've disliked the most is the fact that a lot of players that we're seeing play, we didn't think we'd be seeing. And that's unfortunate because the Reds in the last 3 or 4 years have been a club that have been picked by a lot of people to be right there with a chance to win their division, to get to the World Series. And you're seeing this team come apart at the seams. And to me, that's very unfortunate.
Is it simply a matter of the injuries? They've had a ton of them. A lot of them season-ending, whether it's Devin Mesoraco, Homer Bailey, or, of course, Zach Cozart. Or is it the bullpen? Can it all be attributed to the bullpen, some combination? Or are we putting too much emphasis on those negatives?
No, I don't think we are, but the Cardinals have had more injuries than the Reds. And look what the Cardinals are doing. I don't think you can blame that. I just think that the Reds haven't done a good job of evaluating the things they need to correct and correcting them the next year. And this has gone on for about 4 years. Just from looking from the outside in. And I think some of the problems that we've talked about in the past are still problems today. And when you have that, you're not going to win.
I'll wrap up later on in the segment by asking you what you think they should do now. The trade deadline is approaching, and we've gotten through the All-Star break, which means Mr. Castellini will probably free Walt Jocketty up to make some moves. We'll do that in a second. Let me ask you some All-Star stuff first. Do you like the home field advantage for the World Series being attached to what essentially amounts to an exhibition game?
Yeah, I mean, I do like it. I mean, at least they're playing for something. I like the fact that it's a meaningful game in that regard. Is it fair? Maybe not, but I like the fact that at least they're playing for something. And I'm looking forward just to the All-Star game being here in Cincinnati. I think that's fantastic.
You were in a lot of clubhouses as a player. How important was it to your teammates who left the All-Star break after that final game of the season's first half and headed on to their All-Star city? How important was it to them to be a part of that team?
Oh, it means everything. I mean, it's so important to be recognized as one of the best players in the game, and you're going to represent Major League Baseball in the All-Star game. I mean, not only are you one of the best players in the world, but you're in that select group, and it's a tremendous honor. I think every player takes it serious, and I think they show it by the way they play because they give 100%.
Did you ever attend during your playing days?
No, I didn't. I watched it. I watched it on TV.
So as a player, you watched the game?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
It was exciting to watch either one of your teammates that's playing in the game or just to watch the game in general because you're seeing the best players in the game together. And there's nothing like the game of baseball, and you've got the best in the world together.
What can Brian Price learn from this experience? He's a second-year manager. Up until last year, a career coach who had never before been a skipper. He's sitting next to Bruce Bochy. He's got 4 hours with him roughly in the dugout. He's got the hours before the game. He's got tonight, he's got tomorrow. What can Brian pick up from Bruce and the other coaches in that National League staff?
You know what? I mean, I'm sure that they'll share a lot of things about what are going on with their teams, what are some of the problems they have, and how they deal with them. I mean, I think anytime you're around guys like Bruce Bochy, who's done what he's done with the Giants, I mean, pick their brain, see what kind of information you can get from them, but that's got to be a great experience for Brian.
Okay, let's talk a little bit now about the Reds moving forward into the season's second half. There will be some deals. We don't know who, obviously. That's for Walt Jocketty to determine over the next few weeks. One name we're hearing is Jay Bruce. That the Reds may be, thinking 50-50, Jay would be a good guy to move. I was thinking, boy, if you put Jay Bruce in the Mets lineup where they could use a bat, a left-handed bat, and a guy who last month or so has been on fire, that'd be a good move, and the Mets could give you some prospects.
It'd be a great move for the Mets because with that pitching staff they have and the way that they can play defense, if they added a bat like Jay Bruce with the left-handed power he's got, that could put them in a position that if they get in as a wild card with their pitching they have in a short series, they could win it.
Oh, they could be unstoppable.
Yeah, because their one problem right now is scoring runs and driving in runs, so he would really help that club. He'd help Duda in the middle of that lineup, and that'd be a great move for the Mets. For the Reds, you'd be unloading a player and getting a prospect. My biggest concern would be I think they need more left-handed bats in their lineup, and you're eliminating one and now you've only got Joey Votto, really, who's hitting from the left side.
A lot of people saying that today may have been the swan song for Johnny Cueto. Was it his last start as a Red? I would think, Dave, that his value goes up maybe exponentially the closer you get to the deadline and teams start to figure out, okay, we are in contention. We get Johnny Cueto, we're really in contention.
Oh, there's no question. You pick up Johnny Cueto, you're picking up one of the top pitchers in the game. He knows how to pitch. He's got experience in playoffs. He's just a dominant pitcher. And whoever gets him is going to reap the benefits from picking up this guy. If the Reds get a deal and it's a good one, they better pull the trigger to do it and not take a chance of waiting too long and something should happen to Johnny Cueto, because if you've got the right deal, make it.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Final question of the night. Give me a prediction for the home run derby tomorrow night.
I'd love to see Frazier win it.
Yeah,
if Todd Frazier,
you and 2 million other people.
I'd love to see him win it, but something tells me a left-hand hitter is going to win it just because of the way that ballpark's built. And if the wind's blowing out just a hair, it's tailor-made for a left-hand hitter. So Jay's got a tough job ahead of him because he's got Prince Fielder in the first round. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think a left-hand hitter will win it.
And best case scenario, somebody reaches the Ohio River. Wouldn't that be fun? Dave Collins, thanks so much for everything during the first half of the season. We will see you post All-Star break for the second half.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
You bet.